So we are going to be talking quickly today about how to be an effective online learner. This is really great information, especially for those of you who are new to post online classes. Maybe you're, coming back to school after taking some time off. Just some of our workshop expectations if you haven't been with us yet. We do keep everyone muted throughout our presentations. We do leave time for questions at the end. You guys can also feel free throughout the presentation to drop your questions right in that chat on the right-hand side of your screen, or you can use the raise hand feature at the top of your screen, and I'll take questions at the end. I see everyone has cameras off. We do love to see everyone on camera, just making sure that we keep it appropriate when we are on camera. And also like to mention that if you do need the closed captioning feature, you can find that by clicking the more three dots at the top of your screen. You'll be able to find those closed captioning options. But without further ado, we are going to look at the top 5 challenges experienced by online learners, and then we're going to kind of give you some tips and tricks on how you can combat these things. So what we tend to see in our online population are things like lack of motivation, troubleshooting with technical issues, especially for those of us who aren't tech savvy, or like I said, if you're coming back to school after some time, so many things have changed with the multitude of platforms that we use. Feelings of isolation, because we are usually on this journey alone, distractions, procrastination, and then time management as well. Oops, I apologize for that. All right, so how do we cope with a lack of motivation? Here is one of the phenomenal things about online learning. We can attend classes from just about anywhere, and we can do it on our own time and at our own pace. But sometimes that can be tricky for those of us who do better in a classroom format, where we know what time we have to show up every day. We know what the expectations of us are. Maybe we're getting reminders from our instructors. So some of us sometimes need a little bit more discipline, and we can lose focus from time to time. But that's okay. Here's how you can maintain motivation and engagement as a solo online learner. Go beyond the expectations. So one thing I always highly recommend to my students is you're all going to be completing discussion boards every week, right? They're usually due Wednesdays at midnight. Your instructor might require that you respond to like at least one classmate's discussion. Go ahead and respond to more than that. Start a discussion, start a conversation, give your peers some positive feedback on their discussion post. This is going to allow you to kind of develop that sense of community or classroom engagement that you would get if you were in the classroom. It also shows how dedicated you are to your course when your instructor is looking at that. But again, you can also make a schedule that you're going to log on, Monday and respond to 2 people, and log on Tuesday and respond to 2 people. And again, that's getting you in kind of that consistent routine workflow, which is really helpful. Stay on track. Use your syllabus. So within all of your courses, you have a syllabus for that course. That syllabus is going to tell you your course expectations, how your instructor intends on grading your assignments, as well as important assignment deadlines and due dates. You want to take that syllabus and you want to translate it to some type of calendar system that works for you. If you want to put reminders in your phone, if you want to use your Outlook calendar, or block off time in your calendar, set alerts for yourself, transfer over those due dates and deadlines. Take those assignments and schedule time for actually doing the reading, doing the discussion board, responding to someone. Maybe you're working on a paper. It's always good to do your research, write your rough draft, schedule time for proofreading, and then go over it one more time before you submit it. So we call that chunking. It's taking an assignment and it's breaking it down into smaller components to make it more manageable for you so that it works more effectively in your schedule. If by any chance you do fall behind, it happens. Some of us are new to this. Like I said, it's taken us a little while to get back into the groove of being in school and classes and due dates. If you fall behind, don't worry. We are here for you. You do have a phenomenal support system here at Post with your academic advisors and all of us here. And we do host a back on track workshop, usually week 4 of every term, to kind of help students figure out some tips and tricks for how they can get back into a good participation groove in their courses. So, not all is lost. Develop a solid self-discipline routine. So, like I said, what works best for you? Where is there time in your schedule that you can sit down and dedicate to your courses? Wherever you find that time, block it off in your calendar. Set an alert for yourself, a little reminder. Hey, you need to do your readings for this week. You need to log on into 2 discussion board posts. So come up with that self-discipline. It's going to help you avoid procrastinating and putting things off. I also like setting goals and making to-do lists. So that's the way I usually start my day, a to-do list of everything I need to do for the day. Then I like to take a step back, look at that to-do list and figure out what's the number one thing I need to start with. I like being able to cross things off the list. I think it gives you that sense of accomplishment. I think it takes that thought out of your head and now allows you to move on with the next task on your list. So try that. Try setting a to-do list. What do you need to do today? Do you need to do a discussion board post? Do you need to send an email to your advisor? You can also add your own personal items or work-related items to that list so that you don't forget about it. And then always reward yourself too. We know how hard you all are working. We know that you all are juggling work and school and personal life and so many responsibilities. So reward yourself for a job well done. Whether it is taking a walk, it is going to a movie, it is doing something for yourself that does not involve school. So troubleshooting technical issues, this is always a big one for our students. Again, like I said, online learning is great. We can do it from anywhere. It's very portable. You can do it from your mobile device, your tablet, but it can be a little stressful too if you're not super tech savvy. So a few things we always recommend before starting your classes each term. Make sure you have a stable and secure internet connection. It's best to test your speeds and everything before you start your classes. Also, familiarize yourself with the learning management system. So we use Blackboard. When you have free time, feel free to move around within the Blackboard platform, click on different areas, kind of investigate where things are located. Same with your student portal. You really want to get in there and familiarize yourself with those systems. Always making sure that whatever you're using is up to date, and making sure, doing those proper kind of maintenance updates and upgrades on your computers. And also know that we do have 24/7 tech support available to you. Their contact information is on the screen, and we can probably also post that in the chat for you. Screenshot that number, write it down, keep it handy somewhere in case you need it. We do also run a basic technology skills workshop a few times throughout the term as well. So very dissimilar to what we're doing now. We'll walk you through some of the platforms and help you feel a little bit more confident and comfortable in using those. So always be on the lookout for the workshop calendar. You guys can find those in the Post app. You can find them in the monthly events calendar that comes out each month, as well as the workshop calendar that comes out. And those are usually weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern time or Saturdays at 1. So feelings of isolation, like we said, such a great opportunity for you all to be pursuing your education and to do it at a time that works best for you. But again, we understand you're not in a classroom and you're not interacting with an instructor or your peers on a daily basis. So it can feel a little bit lonely at times. I think in addition to that, sometimes we struggle with, like I said, this balance of work and life and school, and you have kids, and maybe you're going through personal issues, and that stress can pile up. And we do not want that to overwhelm or overcome you. So please know that we do have quite a few support systems here for you at Post. We offer SOAR. It's a 24/7 professional, confidential, variety of helpful services, from counseling services, legal services, financial services. That is included in your tuition. It's free to you all. I believe you get 3 free counseling sessions included in your SOAR package. So, make sure you check that out as well. You at Post, I kind of like to think of You at Post as like your life coaching platform. It's really amazing. It can help you to tap into different areas where you want to improve upon. It can help you kind of customize some tips and give you some resources on how you can tackle different things that you might be experiencing in your life, whether you're working on figuring out a new career for yourself or you need some tips on how to deal with stress. You at Post is a really great platform for that. And then networking. Again, don't forget that when we are in these sessions, the chat is going. You all can feel free to introduce yourselves to one another. Tell us what you're studying. Connect with each other. We love when we see you all talking to one another in the chat and getting to know one another. These are your peers. This is your online community, and these individuals are on the same path that you are and probably understand some of those struggles you might be going through. So make sure to connect with your peers. We do offer the online student lounge, which is our version of the in-person lounge on campus. It is a Facebook group. I will make sure before we leave this afternoon that we post the link to that group in the chat. But again, it is all of the post online students getting to know one another, information sharing, asking questions of each other, sharing syllabi and course information. So there are ways for you to connect and get involved out there. In addition to our clubs, we do have an array of both online and hybrid clubs between the two campuses. Stress management. So feelings of isolation obviously can lead to some feelings of stress or feeling overwhelmed at times. We want to make sure that you have the appropriate stress management techniques. So think of what helps you to kind of center and rebalance. What works for you? Is it yoga? Is it reading? Is it taking a walk? Is it going to the gym? What helps you to diminish those feelings? If you're not sure, if you need help coming up with techniques, we have an overcoming student stress workshop that can help with that. Again, we run it a few times throughout the term. You'll see it on the calendars, like I mentioned earlier, as well as in the online Facebook lounge. We do also post on a daily basis everything that's happening in the virtual campus for you. So a big piece of online learning, and I think learning from home, even for those of us who work from home, is reducing distractions. So obviously we are probably working in an environment where we have children at home or dogs barking in the background, people ringing our doorbell. So first you want to identify what the distractions might be within your environment. For me, it's usually my children. So they know when my office door is shut, I am in session and I do not want to be bothered right now. But try to identify the distractions and reduce them. So some tips might be to put your phone on mute. Or I know a lot of us don't like to fully disconnect and shut it off these days, but maybe you turn it over or you put it on mute and you put it for 30 minutes and you say, I'm not looking at my phone for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to focus on doing a reading or a discussion post or working on my paper, and then give yourself a 10-minute break. We call it the 30-10 rule. Some individuals use the 40-20, but basically give yourself a solid chunk of time that you can work on your schoolwork and then give yourself a short break. If you need to get up, walk around, stretch, if you need those 10 minutes to look at your phone to see if you missed out on anything, absolutely feel free to do so. But like we said, try to reduce distractions. Maybe not having the TV on if you're in a living room or, a bedroom or a space that has a TV, giving yourself a dedicated space. And again, I know that can be hard. Some of us are in, small homes or confined areas. Like I said, a lot of people around, that can be difficult. Can you put up a do not disturb sign on your bedroom door for an hour? Can you tell your family, hey, I've got a really important paper I'm working on. I need a good solid hour of quiet time. If there's an emergency, come get me, but otherwise, I'm going to be focused for the next hour in this room. And like I said, take that room and eliminate any distractions in there. And then setting up the schedule. So what you see on the screen right now is a really great example of what we were talking about before with blocking time or chunking things up. So let's say, this is what your daily schedule looks like. You can actually block off times for getting up and getting ready and going to the gym, or for these 2 hours, I'm going to work on this assignment. I'm going to make sure I take time for myself to have lunch every day at this particular hour, because that's really important. Some of us, like you see on the schedule, even have to put in our self-care. You guys have to make sure you're finding that balance and making time for yourself to stay healthy, to stay focused, to stay well balanced. Because if not, your academics will suffer. We need you in a good headspace. So try doing something like this. You can color code it. You can do it in an Outlook calendar. You could do it on a paper calendar. Literally whatever works for you. You've just got to find your system. But reducing distractions is probably the biggest one. That kind of goes hand in hand with time management. Again, you all are juggling a lot. Full-time work, being a caregiver, having children, just the day-to-day responsibilities. Some of us are doing volunteer work on the side. So it can be really hard to find that balance. And I think that if you don't learn the best time management techniques, or the time management techniques that work best for you, as soon as possible, that's kind of where that anxiety and stress can kind of come into play. So here's some tips on how to manage your time as an online student. So like we said before, create a to-do list. That way you can check things off as you do them. You can cross them off the list. I really do think it helps to continue that feeling of accomplishment and pace in getting things done. You feel really good after you cross something off the list. Additionally, I feel like it's no longer kind of hanging out in the back of your mind, and kind of plaguing you with the thoughts. So create a to-do list. Give yourself timed tasks. So let's say that, on Mondays from 8 to 9, that's when you're going to do readings. Sundays from 9 to 10, your family sleeps in, you usually have some quiet time. That's when you're going to do a discussion board post. That's when you're going to get yourself organized for the next week. So think about dedicating some time. When are some quiet times in your life? When could you set aside an hour each day to dedicate to something? And I know that's difficult. I know a lot of us wake up and we are go, 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 start to finish. My only downtime is usually 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. when no one else in the house is awake. But if I need to, that's usually when I'm making to-do lists or reading a book or getting organized. Take breaks. Like we said, very important. Try to use that 30-10 or that 40-20 rule. It's a really good way to not overload your mind, to give yourself a little breathing room and to slow down for a second. Setting deadlines is also a really good tool that I would say is great if you can kind of work it into your method of thinking and working right now. So taking those assignments, like I said, taking that syllabus, looking at the assignments that you have to do, what are the ones that you know are going to be more daunting for you? Start with those assignments that are the easiest or that you feel the most confident with first. Get that out of the way. Move on to the bigger one and set a deadline with it. Say, by Friday afternoon, I'm going to have the first 3 pages of this paper done. Or by Wednesday, I'm going to have an outline. Thursday, I'm going to start the first page. So use deadlines. Kind of put yourself on a time limit. That's also going to help as well. And of course, because we love workshops and we love any opportunity we have to help you guys enhance your skills, we do have a time management workshop. We do have a basic and an advanced now, and we run those throughout the term as well. So again, you'll see those popping up on the calendars. So kind of a recap. Online learning can have its challenges. We're not going to lie to you. Obviously, it can be difficult to learn on your own. It can be difficult to find the time to do this. Remembering why you're here. So you all are here for a reason, whether you are looking to better yourself, provide a better life for your family, you want to change careers, do something else, do something that makes you happy. You all came into post with a goal and set out on this journey, and we are 100% here to support you in that. Hold yourself accountable. Again, You are the only one that can do this for you. We can give you all the skills and tools and tips and tricks that you need to succeed, but it's really in your hands at the end of the day. Create a dedicated study space wherever that might be. If it is a bedroom for an hour a day, if you have an actual office, maybe you can go to your local library for an hour or two a day or a couple hours a week if that works best for you. I have see students all the time at our local Starbucks. They love it in there. Wherever works for you, creating your study schedule. So, what days, what times are you going to study? Breaking assignments down, like we said, definitely makes it more manageable. Don't try to tackle it all at once. It's going to be daunting and overwhelming. Try to break it down into smaller pieces. Determine your learning style and what works best for you. So, are you someone who works great on the 30-10 rule, where you work for 30 minutes and you take a 10-minute break and you get back to it? Are you someone who needs to just really sit down, schedule a large amount of time and hammer out an assignment? Do you need more tutoring? Do you need to work with a study group? Are you a visual learner, auditory? What works best for you? And you guys are going to kind of figure these things out as we go along. Avoid distractions, like we said, and procrastination, and ask for help. That is probably the biggest thing we will always reiterate to you. Your instructors are here to help you, your advisors are here to help you. We are not intimidating, we are very warm and welcoming people. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to your instructor if you're not understanding the material, if you've fallen behind, if you have something going on. They're more than happy to work with you, but we need to know what's going on. And remember, you've got academic advising, you have mental health and wellness services. Like I said, look at SOAR and you at POST. We do offer Title IX and disability services for those students seeking any type of accommodations. Things like more time on assignments or test taking, students that might need to have the physical textbook rather than the electronic. So we do have a department who handles accommodations. And then our Center for Career and Professional Development, phenomenal. You're going to see lots of workshops that they offer as well, helping you with cover letter writing, resume writing, interviewing and job searching. They're also a phenomenal department to work with as well. So I have talked quite a bit. I would like to see if you all have any questions, comments. Did anything resonate with you? Anything that you feel like as a new student, what are we in, week 2 right now, that you're having a little struggle with? How's everyone feeling at this point?
Right now I feel overwhelmed. I,
Overwhelmed?
yeah, I've got an instructor that, um, like I was reading her about me page and everything, earlier this morning, and it's like she won't respond to me. I've emailed her 3 times now, about assignments because I'm using my cell phone. I'm still waiting for, the university to get me a new laptop, which
Okay.
I think it was mailed out today,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday or today. But it's like now she's taking me out of the discussion boards. I can't even access discussion boards. And it was like I've been letting her know, I've had a problem just logging into Blackboard. Sometimes it'll come up, sometimes it won't. And it's just like she just kind of like blew me off. So now I can't even get into any of my coursework with her except for my journal.
I'm so sorry
So
to
that's
hear
what
that, Christopher. Yeah, that's interesting. Have you connected with your advisor regarding the situation yet?
Yeah, I sent her an email not too long ago, so hopefully I hear something back today.
Okay, yeah. We do always recommend that we give it like 24 to 48 hours for a response from any of our associates or faculty. Obviously, we have 17,000 students right now that we're monitoring. Um, but I would say definitely discuss the situation with your advisor, and see if they can kind of help, to be a liaison, or connect you with the program chair if
Right.
needed.
Okay.
Yeah. But try not to let it overwhelm you. Try to remember
Right.
too that, as you are on this journey, you're also going to have different peers and different faculty, and we don't always have the same personalities or the same thoughts or the same learning styles. Um, but you'll be okay.
Christopher, I dropped this is David here. I dropped something else in the chat for you that may be beneficial too. We have our advising line. I would recommend calling that if you can't get a hold of your advisor right away, just because it's 4th of July weekend. We do have a lot of people that may be using some time off. But if you do call that number between the hours of 9 o'clock through 3 o'clock, or actually through or you call up until around 8 o'clock. I'd say 8 o'clock tonight because it is a holiday coming up tomorrow. 8 o'clock tonight, and then I'd say anytime over the weekend between 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. That will get you connected to someone who might be able to assist you, even if your advisor isn't available.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
But great job with the communication, Christopher. You did exactly what you should, making sure to email the
Definitely.
instructor and your advisor and get a conversation going. Absolutely perfect.
Right. All righty. Yeah, that's really the only thing that I had, I've had an issue with. The term started on the 23rd, and I actually didn't get into class until the 25th or 26th. Yeah, I think it was like Thursday, just because of how financial aid and everything works. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
I was already uh, behind from the get-go.
Yep, I know, and that's the tough thing with us being on the 8-week terms, and Post isn't the only institution that I've been at that has the really short kind of terms. So it does feel like it goes really by really fast, especially if you come into it late. So I just always recommend students really take kind of that first, and I know we're of course up against a holiday weekend, but if you have some time this weekend that you can dedicate to really sitting down and making sure you feel like you've got all of your, ducks in a row, so to speak. Look at your syllabi, put it on a calendar. Do you feel like you're caught up on stuff? It'll help going into that third week to feel like, okay, I think I'm back on pace with everyone else. But yeah, that's going to happen from time to time. And that's the biggest thing you all will probably have to adjust to as online learners is those 8 weeks go by very fast.
Right. I know it's like
David and
second
I
thing.
know it firsthand because we feel like we never stop.
Flies right by.
No summer break.